Hey guys, it's me Sammy here, and today I'm going to be filming a little study with me for my geography final. The first thing I'm doing is the night before I'm running through my Quizlet, which I made a week prior, and I'm just using the learn function so I can memorize all the vocab words that were on the study guide that my teacher provided us. After I was kind of bored with that, I decided to move on to studying the map. So I just printed out this blank map of Africa because that was what the physical portion of the final is going to be tested on, which was South Africa. So first I just labeled all the oceans with this light blue teal Muji retractable gel pen, and then I'm using this Muji ballpoint pen and this pop of color coloring pencils. And first I outlined the Sahara Desert, which was of course a big part of Africa, and I'm just shading that in with my yellow colored pencil. Then I'm just labeling it the Sahara Desert because of course that's what it is. And then I'm using this highlighter and I'm using the marker side. It's a little windy, so I hope you guys can hear me. I'm using the marker side and I'm drawing out Lake Victoria and the other lakes that are in the southern part of Africa, as well as the Nile River and the Niger River. Then I'm just taking my teal Muji pen and labeling them, of course. So after I was done with that, I decided to draw the deserts down at the bottom in South Africa, which is the Kalahari Desert as well as the Namib Desert. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. And I'm just using a ID card to draw a line for the two landlocked countries in South Africa. And then I'm taking this Sharpie fine point pen, which I literally live by this pen. I love it so much. And I'm just labeling it that it's a map of Africa. So I actually saw this on another study with me, and I thought this was such a fun, interactive way to study. I'm just taking a sticky note and then I'm cutting them up into thin strips and covering up all the locations that I want to remember. For example, I'm covering up Lake Victoria. I'm also coloring in the Ethiopian highlands because I forgot to include that the first time. But I'm just taking these two sticky notes and making them into sort of flashcards for this map. And this is actually such the perfect way for me to study because not only did I remember the locations from writing them down on the map, but also covering them up and quizzing myself was the perfect way. And then just in case to prepare myself, I decided that if my teacher wanted to do locations based relatively, I wanted to be prepared for that. So I wrote where the Nile River was in relation to the Ethiopian highlands. And so then I basically wrote that all down on the sticky note. The Nile River runs through Egypt and it's in northern Africa. Just in case she wasn't going to provide us with a map and we had to locate things relatively instead. So after filming this, I actually went to my piano lesson, and then after my piano lesson, I literally passed out, and I fell asleep from 7 p.m. all the way until 6:20 a.m. the next morning, which is when I usually wake up to get ready for school. So it was the last day of school, and after I got ready, I decided to quiz myself a little bit more just to make sure I was totally prepared for my final that afternoon. So I just took out the Quizlet app on my phone and I ran through the flashcard option, just checking through all of my vocab words just to know that I was prepared and kind of as a safety blanket. So I just ran through that. It only took about 15 minutes because the flashcard option is just super fast to run through. I also like to use this during break when I'm studying for a quiz because it's just so easy to flip through everything. So then I ate a waffle, and while I was eating, I ran through my notes, and I actually didn't film this because I did it during my 5th period, which was a free period because we didn't have a final in that class, and I actually took a piece of binder paper and I ran through every single notes page that I had, and I kind of condensed it into a couple bullet points, and this actually helped me so much because when I was reviewing for the quiz, I didn't have to look through this entire big chunk of notes. I just had to look through one piece of binder paper which summarized everything, and I thought that that was such a useful tip to kind of condense your notes instead of having to read through pages and pages of something that could be easily shortened to one bullet point. So that's that little ramble. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye!